It's a pre-marriage color. Can't get this close to me unless you're married to me. One thing I've always done with my artwork is go with where the spirit takes me. When I was in therapy, I was struggling with stuff. I still struggle with stuff. And a therapist, like an art drawing pad, pencils and that, and turned the lights out on me. So I started drawing in the dark. Couldn't see what I was drawing. I do have the paper version, the original. This is a painting of that. It's my stab wounds and bullet wounds and stuff like that. This is my inner child, my traumatized child that was never allowed to experience motions. Is coming out, trying to live, because now he can. And for the last number of years, I've done my best to let him come out. Art for me isn't just a way of making ends meet, like I said. It's also a way for me to continue to heal each and every day. And you know what? We say, you'll hear people say I'm healed. And, they're tricking themselves. You're never healed. Healing is a lifelong process, a daily process. Because stuff is going to happen throughout life. Yeah, you may be healing the stuff that happened way back or whatever, but every day there's going to be something new. Struggles, trials, and tribulations of life that you're going to need to deal with. For me, art therapy is what I'm doing. It helps me. And that and music. I call music my diary. And let me explain that. I can play a song, or a song will come on the radio, whatever, and it'll take me back to a moment. And I don't mean just memory. I can smell things. I can feel things. It's like we have mental memory, but we also have a thing called body memory. And sometimes you don't realize your brain is going like, what the hell? But your body is reacting to a song, a smell, whatever, because your body remembers it. Something to think about. I quit doing my counseling for, not my counseling, but counseling others while I was sick, because I was always told by the old ones, if you're not doing your best to stay in balance and taking care of yourself, you're passing on your traumas to your children, to your loved ones, in every relationship that you have. So I put my stuff away and I quit counseling. And now I'm starting to do it again. And I do what's called traditional counseling. I call it that anyway. Someone can come to me and ask for spiritual guidance or counseling or whatever, and pay me $100 an hour. Okay, they can afford it. Somebody else can come, same issue, wants the same stuff, but they got no money. This has happened to me in the past, right? Same issues, but no money, And at that time, I had a sweat lodge in the back on my farm. I need some wood cut. It's not $100 an hour, but it's what they can afford. Traditional counseling is they pay what they can without hurting themselves. I never want somebody to hurt themselves to pay me. And you will never hear me say, this is $20, that's $40, for any counseling service and that. Traditional counseling, you get a handshake. And that's what the person believes their request is worth, and what they can afford without hurting themselves. If you have an elder that's telling you it's $200 for this and $100 for, like $100 for a sweat lodge, and $150 for a pipe ceremony, and $50 to fan you off, run. run quick. We were called old ones. It meant we walked with the old teachings. And an old one could be any age. Could be 3 months old, could be 130. Give you an example. He's seen a child and you said, oh man, that child has an old spirit, because of the way they act and different things. That child would be catered to in that way to bring about and awaken those teachings that are in them so that they can walk that way of life. Old ones won't set prices. Old ones will just accept the handshake that you offer. As you can see from my videos, I always bring it back to culture. Culture dictates everything in my life. Sometimes you hear people say, what's the meaning of life, right? What's the purpose? And the old ones will say, tapoe. It means truth in my language. And it means that everything you do, think, say, feel, has to be truthful. Honor of the 7 sacred teachings. So we have to walk through life honoring those 7 sacred teachings and being truthful. So, ask yourself, if you're about to say something, is it truthful? Is it honest? Is it respectful? Is it out of love? Honoring those 7 sacred teachings. And if it's not, don't do it. Don't say it. You can, but don't. When honoring the 7 sacred teachings, it's not like a board of directors. A majority doesn't win. If one of them is a no, then you're not honoring any of them, right? Because they're a group. It's like the braids of sweetgrass. One, you can break it, but you put them together and you weave them. I can't break that. That's how your 7 sacred teachings are meant to be lived. You live tapoe, truthful. Love, peace, and chicken grease.